This is a tablet that I ordered from Banggood. They added this, I believe it's a foreign adapter. That's nice. It has these instructions. As you can see, it's in Chinese. It's only a card, it's not even a booklet. The packaging is quite nice. Sometimes packaging is very complicated or very elaborate for electronic items such as tablets or cell phones. This one's done nicely. The padded frame here in which the tablet goes into is in one piece. Sometimes it's designed so that it's in two pieces and it pulls out. So that's a good thing about the packaging. This doesn't fall apart or fall out. It's stuck to the cardboard. Otherwise there are more pieces to put together. Now it comes with this kind of a charger. I don't know why this was outside instead of inside the box. But it looks like I could just use something like this. And it comes with its own charging cord. It is a micro USB charging cord. Now, I have yet to try this tablet. It has a good feel to it. This feels like it's made out of a sturdy rubberized material. Also, when you grab it on the sides, the rubberized part goes to the sides so that if you have to hold it with your hands like this, it doesn't slip as if the sides were made of a different material, such as with this cell phone. This one isn't good for grabbing by the sides. This is slippery material. I believe it's chrome. And as I said, I have yet to try this thing. I have yet to see how good it is, how good it works, how long it lasts. But this is just a very general, basic review, or a preliminary review, let's say. The buttons are on one side. This is apparently the power button, and this button, as is common in tablets and cell phones, you press one side for up, one side for down, whether to change the volume or perhaps change the brightness. It's good that they're all on one side. because some might be designed so that one button is on one side, the other button on the other side. This has an SD card slot. It seems to be of a good design. It's wide and you can see the SD card go in there. This is a completely different tablet. This one's an Android. With this one, in order to access the SD slot, you have to completely remove this part. Like so. This one is actually a pretty good Android tablet. I best recall I also got it from Banggood. However, I've learned not to particularly like Android tablets as opposed to tablets that have Windows operating system. The camera on this one is right here on the upper left side. That's as it's facing you. Sometimes the camera eye would be here in the center. The packaging is good. It comes with this charger, which if you're traveling you could use it, but you could also charge the tablet with a regular American USB port like I showed. And I will update according to what I find out about this tablet from Banggood. So I have owned this tablet now for a few days, maybe a week, no more than about 1.5 weeks, very roughly. And to update on what it's like, how it's working and all that. In some ways it is good, in other ways it is not so good. And in certain ways it's particularly bad. And I did get this from Banggood. Now the thing about this tablet, let's see if I can demonstrate it. When you click the button, this tablet does have a pretty good response time. It's not so slow. Let's try that again. As a matter of fact, I think I'll have to shut it down, then start it all over again. Time lapse. Okay, here we go. By the way, it has a pretty good front and back camera, but I don't use it much for the camera. Now see that this tablet apparently has been reset or preset or reprogrammed, whatever the definition might actually be, so that you cannot just set up your own username and password as you saw it just uses the username test, and then it goes right onto the desktop of the tablet. And actually, I don't mind that so much. I do not actually need to have to sign into my username and password so as to access the internet or the other functions. So that doesn't bother me so much about this tablet. However, I find that I cannot download certain programs or apps or whatever you call them actually onto this tablet. With this tablet, this one's actually damaged and it conked out, but when it was working, I found that I was actually able to download certain programs on this tablet, just like I would on a computer or on a laptop, and this worked very well. I was able to download Movie Maker by first downloading Windows Essentials, and some of you may be familiar with that, some of you may not, but again, I was able to download Windows Essentials on this without much problem, and then I was able to use Movie Maker, which I need to use so as to edit videos such as this one that I'm making. But I find that I cannot do the same with this tablet. Whenever I try to download Windows Essentials from the internet, and there are certain links on the internet to download Windows Essentials, even though it's a discontinued program in general. But whenever I try to do it on this tablet, I eventually get a message saying that some program on this tablet is preventing Windows Essentials from downloading. And apparently this tablet has been somehow set up either by the manufacturer, perhaps by the third party who sells it, whatever, so that you cannot use this like you would any other tablet with Windows 10 on it. And again, I've been able to download Windows Essentials on other tablets, other brands, such as the New Vision brand. And New Vision, it worked very well. This one, while it was working, it worked very much like a computer or a laptop. As I stated, I was able to download a lot of different kinds of programs. I was able to install drivers so as to use a printer and a scanning machine with this one, which I cannot do with this one. And I'm not sure who's responsible for that. I don't know if Banggood tampered with the functions so as to sell it to me this way. There's no way I can know that. And as far as some of the things that are good about this tablet, as I mentioned, as I best recall I mentioned, this is pretty fast. It's not that slow. It has a good response time. The problem is I find that I cannot download drivers so as to use this in conjunction with a fax machine or a scanning machine. And with all other tablets of different brands that I have owned, I have been able to do that. This is mostly good for just surfing the web, accessing the internet. You really can't do that much else with it because there isn't much you can download onto it. And I have tried different things. I've tried to shut down firewall. That's one recommendation I read about on the internet, so that you can download certain programs before turning on firewall again. And of course, Those may be things that certain people do or don't understand. However, as far as this tablet, I don't think it's worth the money I paid for. I paid a little over 100, maybe 110, maybe even up to 135 plus tax and shipping. This is worth no more than about $50, I'd say. It's good again for the internet, for surfing the web, for emails, things of that nature. But if you want to use it like you do a laptop or a computer, unfortunately, it seems you just can't download a lot of things that will enable you to use it like a laptop. And I don't think that's something that it's supposed to do. I think it's something that has to do with somebody somewhere, the seller, the third party, the middle person, I don't know who, perhaps a manufacturer taking out certain things or putting in certain things to prevent you from utilizing this item in the way that you should be able to utilize it. As far as Banggood, I have ordered from them before and I have had problems. They do seem to have some good electronic items, computers, laptops, accessories, different kinds of things, and yet this does not make me think very highly of Banggood. I don't know if this is intentional. I don't know if it's accidental. I don't know if it's just this particular tablet that has the faults it does, or if it's an entire lot of them that have faults, or maybe that have been tampered with or somehow reprogrammed, so to speak, so that they don't give you the full functions they should. And I'm not sure if I can just continue trying to get this to work in the manner that it's supposed to work. I guess I can continue downloading certain programs or trying to, or readjusting things, but there's no good reason why you should go through all that. This is supposed to work a certain way. Now the battery life. First, let me say that though this brand is very good in many ways, the battery life was very bad. After charging it, it lasted maybe an hour, and it was my hope that this tablet would have a better battery life. And from what I read on Banggood, it's supposed to have a 6-hour battery life. I'm not sure if it actually does. It seems to go back and forth. There are times when I use it and it seems that the battery is lasting longer than other times, but other times it seems that the battery drains out in just about an hour. So the battery life is not much better than with New Vision. But besides that, this tablet doesn't have the functions that Windows 10 should have. And I'm going to edit this video and I'm going to post it on the internet if I possibly can. I hope Banggood sees it. I hope they don't take it the wrong way. I hope they take it as creative criticism. And if they reply to me and somehow either send me a new tablet or refund me partially or completely for this faulty tablet, that would be okay too. I doubt that would happen. But to continue, I don't think it would be worth it for me to try to send this back to Banggood. When this arrived, the packaging seemed to indicate it was from China. It would probably cost me more than to keep it. I'm just lucky that it works pretty good as far as accessing the internet and all that. but I do need the kind of tablet that would work just like a computer would. I need to be able to use certain programs and apps, things such as WPS. Some of you know what that is. That's pretty much like Word. So I guess I would ultimately not recommend this particular tablet. I'm not sure if I should say that you shouldn't patronize Banggood. You may or may not find a good bargain there. You may or may not find items that work as they should there. But I certainly have come across some problems ordering from Banggood. So I will update according to what my findings are. I'm not sure if Banggood has any way for me to submit this review to them, but I will look into that. And I regret that this particular tablet isn't what it should be. I regret that this particular tablet doesn't work the way I need it to, because it's good in other ways. So what's with you, Banggood?